Good evening, good afternoon, good evening where you are in the world today. I'd like to welcome you all on this call. So I'm pleased to say that we have an amazing speaker with us today. And before I crack on, I'd like to ask you, have you all booked your tickets to attend my up-and-coming event, which is my Women in Business event, my 8th one in London. And this has been postponed so many times, I've lost track of how many times it's been postponed because of the lovely C word. So we've got some amazing speakers. We're going to have 17 speakers speaking at this event. And it all takes place on Saturday, the 11th of September at the Holiday Inn in Kensington in London. 3 weeks yesterday, and if you want to book your free ticket, you can go to the link on the bottom of this chat from www.desoconnors.com, where you can book your free ticket. The event is going to have several speakers ranging from social media, personal development, branding, speaking, how to create more leads, how to be a better confident closer, and so much more. And one of our amazing speakers here is the lovely Michelle Raymond, who's going to talk to you about what she's going to, I'm going to let her explain to you all what she's going to be talking and who she is and what she does. So without further ado, welcome Michelle Raymond. How are you doing, my dear?
I'm good, thank you very much. Good to be here.
Fantastic, great to have you. How have you been coping with all what's been going on? I see you making a lot of noise on social media all over the place.
I make a lot of noise. If I'm here out telling other people to be visible, I've got to be visible, right? So
hold the talk, exactly.
Yeah, so you know what, I've got to be really honest. COVID has worked in my favor in terms of just the change of dynamics and working styles. I've been very busy in my human resources part of the job of what I do, especially with lots of organizations trying to cope with furlough and back to work and working from home, all of that. And then obviously helping entrepreneurs become more visible. So touch wood, it's been okay for me.
Fantastic, fantastic. And I'm really pleased to have you again speaking at my up-and-coming event. Again, you're becoming a regular. You'll be speaking more than me, even though it's my event. So look, this topic today, we're talking about how to raise your visibility in the corporate market. Before we get into that, just tell everybody that don't know who you are, even though they should know who you are because you're all over the place, but tell them who you are and what do you do and who is your ideal client and or how do you help them achieve what they want to achieve?
Yeah.
Give yourself a good plug. No one doesn't know who you are. There you go. Go for it.
Well, yeah, so as you heard, so my name is Michelle Raymond. I'm a HR consultant, a trainer, and a visibility strategist. And what that means is I work with medium to large organizations, and myself and my team provide HR services, training, facilitation for medium to large size organizations, anything to do with their teams, their managers or their leaders. I work predominantly with organizations that want to exceed their operational and their financial targets through their people. So I train their people. I work predominantly with organizations, help manage their staff, helping managers make that transition from manager to leader, team dynamics, team cohesion, so all of that. And then the other, so that's one half, and for that target market, it's corporates. Then I have another market where it's just focused on entrepreneurs who want to become more visible and more credible, but namely who want to be more visible within the corporate market. So that's for coaches, consultants, speakers, trainers, facilitators who do this for very small organizations or for entrepreneurs. And they can use their existing skills but get into the corporate market where they can command anything from 10, 15, 20K. I know people's got contracts even more than that. And my thing is, why work with 50 clients when you can work with one and get the same amount of money? And that's how I leverage what I do so that I can now serve my entrepreneurs. I can serve them at a more cost-effective price because I'm getting paid quite well from the big players. So and it's a formula that works. So I don't see why other entrepreneurs are not doing it.
Fantastic. In a nutshell, that's what you do. Busy woman, and a woman's in demand as well. So the title of this meeting today is how to raise your visibility in the corporate market. So how does one get more visible to attract the decision makers? What should people be doing?
So this is what people should not be doing. So they shouldn't be, or they don't have to, I should say, keep posting online all the time, because the real decision makers, and I call them the economic buyers, they don't sit through LinkedIn and they don't scroll through LinkedIn. That might be the administrator or the office manager, but the main buyers don't do that. But what they do is they're looking for thought leadership content. So if you're going to put content out, it's got to be of a high level. It's got to be data driven. So it's got to have numbers in it, statistics, because this is what they like and this is what they feed off, because then these big businesses, they work with numbers. So when you're sharing content, it's got to be thought leadership. It's got to be unique, or you must come from it from a different perspective. And that's one of the better ways to get in front of decision makers. But another way is through referrals. Knowing somebody who's already in the corporate space, because it's such an incestuous market. So I have companies that they come to me and they say, Michelle, I might need a counsellor because I've got a few people who are having to deal with the effects of COVID, or they've had deaths in the family. I'm not a counsellor, but I might know some other entrepreneurs who do counselling, and I refer them the work. I take a percentage, and I can tell them, because I'm already in that market, I can I can get an idea of what the budget's going to be. So then I say to that entrepreneur, listen, you want to pitch it around 6-7K, because I know that's the money they're playing with. So it's an easier win for that proposal to get signed off. So I would definitely say the thought leadership content, definitely using your network, your corporate networks, your connections. I always say to people, don't follow the position, follow the person, because when that person leaves that job, you can follow them to their next role as well. And that's happened to me a number of times. So in terms of getting in front of the decision maker, that's what I would do. I think it's less about trying to put content every day. The sales funnels don't really work as well when it's for corporate market. For entrepreneurs, it's in the bag. But when you're dealing with larger organizations, you have to come through it with a different angle, and you need to be out there talking, telling people that you're a trainer, that you're a facilitator, a workshop leader, a speaker. They need to see it, and there needs to be content. There needs to be credibility out there for them to believe that you are who you say you are.
Fantastic. That's amazing. There's good content to know from that as well. So I suppose a lot of people that are really small in their organization or their business, why would corporate organizations want to work with the small guys? Why would they, or would they?
Yes, they would. And this is the perfect timing, because right now they don't have the in-house expertise. And for them to have to bring someone in to, let's say, deliver training or to do surveys and audits, to bring someone in, let's say an average salary might be around 25K. So they will have to bring someone in-house, make 25K, then you've got the NI, then you've got the taxes, then you've got sick pay, holiday. All of those things are the added things they will have to pay for. Whereas they can go to a small business owner who will have lower overheads. They are nimble and quick because there's no hierarchy. So they can adapt to the needs of the organization very quickly. They're very responsive, because if it's just you and 3 people, when your phone rings, you pick up the phone, So you're responsive, you're nimble, you have no overhead. So they know that instead of me paying 25K or 30K to get someone in to do my D&I can get a consultant who's already living and breathing this work, can respond quickly, can just get the concept of what we're trying to do, and then I can just pay them 5% of that. So I understand. So you're still getting a sizable money, but it's less outlay for the corporate market. And this is what they're looking for. They're at your event, I'm going to be sharing about 10 or 15 topics or themes that are prevalent within the corporate market, and they're looking for entrepreneurs like us right now to bring in. I'm get asked all the time, and I'm starting to build my network of people. So if I can't do it, then I know other good, credible, and people who can do the job to go on and deliver on my behalf.
Fantastic, brilliant, good. So you're a good person to know. So I better save your number. So what do entrepreneurs need to do to stand out then, to attract that? What do they need to do?
So one of the things I'm going to say is start speaking more. And because people will pick up things through in terms of your communication, how you engage with people. And one of the best ways, and you're a testament to this, is speaking at events, whether they're online or in person. It really doesn't matter. The amount of people that say to me, oh, since we've moved online, I haven't got any speaking engagements. I was speaking more online than I was in person. So, and nothing hasn't shifted, and I can still get paid online as well. So I think speaking is a brilliant way to just get yourself more visible. And if people don't like to just speak and present, they can do podcast interviews. And they can do like Facebook Lives, like what we're doing, to really get to understand who this person is. But speaking about your craft, you have to have something that you're known for. So when people say Des, people think of women in business. We think of entrepreneurship. I see the brand red. I see red, black and white in my head when I think of Des. So people have to be synonymous with something. So when people think of Michelle Raymond, they'll think of visibility and they think of HR. I get tagged in all the time for HR. I get tagged in all the time for HR because I've carved my niche. So my question to your listeners is, how have you carved your niche and put a stake in the ground to say that is what I will be known for? So speaking, doing podcasts, being interviewed on radio stations, making sure that you're being interviewed for magazines, publications, raising your profile and visibility so that when people Google your name, something comes up. So if I was a corporate decision maker and you've pitched to me and you said that you can deliver training for my team, you want to charge me £15,000, I need to do some research on you. So if I Google your name, Google your business, it needs to come up with other people you've worked with. I need to see what you've done so I know that you're credible and you're worthy of that 15K you're charging me. So yeah, get visible, people.
Yeah, and I would totally agree to that. And even if there are some people that have got so much knowledge to share, and it's not doing anything, it's just kept in there. And if you're nervous about just speaking out by yourself, then interview someone. Just do what I'm doing here with Michelle. Create a topic, plan what you're going to be talking about, share that, because no one's not going to know you exist or what you do by sitting at home behind your laptop or just liking the odd comment now and again. You really need to get yourself out there. And that's what I do in my events, as you know, Michelle. I just put people out there, put them on stage, share them to my network. And most of them, their lives have just changed from that. People have had international speaking opportunities, had really amazing clients, and the list goes on. So I agree with you. Get out there, speaking. And I always say, like when I said it to you at the beginning, you're making lots of noise out there. And I say, I know I was joking, but it was the truth. You're making lots of positive noise out there. And with positive noise, if you're making more noise than your competitors or anybody else out there, then you're positioned, as you said. People then can look at you and think, oh yeah, she's the one that deals with HR, deals with corporate. They're going to tag you in that because they know that's what you stand for, because you're constantly out there on social media and Instagram, LinkedIn, this as well. We may only get 5 people on this call, but we don't know if it's going to be shared and shared, and who's going to watch that from this being shared. So some people think, oh, I've just done an interview and there's only 5 people on it. Oh no, it could be shared to a group who's got 10,000 people in there. And that's how it works. People have seen that happen. So I totally agree with what you're saying in relation to that. So how does one get to speak to the decision makers then? Because there's always going to be a gatekeeper. There's always going to be someone that's going to be blocking it. We all know that's someone that we really want to speak to. But how does one get to the decision maker?
One of the ways is actually through the gatekeeper. What you need to do is build a relationship with the gatekeeper, because they'll open up the door for you. And what we try to do is we want to get past and step on all these people to get to the decision maker, when sometimes the gatekeeper plays such a pivotal role in the decision. So what I tend to do, and something I did more recently for my Facebook group, Corporate Collaborative, is I had a conversation with a construction company, and it was a discovery call to find out, what they're looking for their staff. And she allowed me to record it. And what I did purposely is find out about her. I wanted to know how long she's been working at the organization, what makes her tick, what makes her smile. Because if I can get her on side and we build up a relationship and know, like, and trust, now what I'm saying to her, let me understand what's going on in the organization. Where are the gaps? What's on your to-do list? Let me help you with what's happening right now. She's going to be like, of course. So when she hears that, oh, right, we need training for our managers, or our directors need to go away on a team away day, we need someone to come in and talk strategy, she's going to think of me because I built the relationship with her. So I think every person is important at whatever level of the organization. And in terms of going direct to the decision makers, sometimes it might be just using, once again, your network. But you know what I done more recently was, and people don't really like it, but I love doing speed networking, where you get, and this is where you get a chance to actually speak to different decision makers, depending on what speed networking you're part of. And I'm a part of some really good ones. And I did this just last week, right, Des? And everyone, so some people get a chance to introduce themselves and say who they are. I did that. And at the end of it, I had 31 leads. And these were people who said that after they heard me speak, and I was only speaking for like 2 or 3 minutes, that they wanted to hear more. Now I got in contact with about, I think 25 of them. And out of that 25, I've booked 21 calls. I have 21 calls to do. And we don't know what the conversion rate will be, but all I know that I've been meeting different people. I'm meeting people who who have a decision-making authority at hotels, events, travel companies. And although they're not all my industry, but I'm here about building relationships with people, because I just don't know where it's going to take me. And like I said, I'm following the person and not so much the position, because they may be a manager today, but next year they're the director. Next year, they're the CEO. Do you understand? So I definitely am about building relationships and long-term relationships as well.
Fantastic. And I agree with that. I mean, I make sure that when I am, wherever I'm holding my events at the hotel, so I hold all of my events at hotels, I always make sure that the staff I'm going to be working with at the hotel, the events and meetings department, and also the person who I'm going to be working with on the day of the event, because it's 2 separate departments, I make sure that I'm getting on very well with them, because, they will help you out when they don't need to. Like, I remember once when my laptop crashed when we was doing an event, and we didn't have another laptop or whatever it was, and they had their in-house laptop and they just provided that for free. And it's little things like that, just that one little thing makes your event run smoothly. And then I also always go back to their manager and the manager of the hotel and endorse them, because that's going to go towards their appraisal. And it doesn't cost me anything to do that. So then the next time when I'm doing an event, they're going to remember that, and they're going to keep over delivering for us. So
they go over and abroad for you, because they know, this is a good guy, I'm going to do this. And this is what it's the law of reciprocity, though, isn't it?
Of course, simple, as simple as that. And they all know me there. I was there last week. I go there, if I'm booked a room and I've got to stay another hour or so, they just let it go, because we know there's, and that's what you want. You want those type of relationships with people. So I totally get that. So if someone wants to say, right, how do I make myself look different from my other competitors? And the reason why I'm asking that is that people ask me that question. I always say to people, don't copy what anyone else is doing. Don't be the same. Do something unique. Do something different that makes you look different. Who would have thought a man would have been running #1 in the UK, putting women on stage to speak. And when I thought about it, I thought, well, it's different, but I know that I believe that I can do that very well. And, you know, within like a year, 18 months, I can now brand myself as the #1 in the UK to do that. And not one person's questioning it, because my success stories don't lie. They're all out there, the videos, you can see it, you've endorsed it. So there's no one even nearby. If someone said to me, who's doing what you're doing? No one. So it's all about that positioning. So, I mean, you might agree or have another take on that, but that's what I believe in. Look at what your competitors are doing, learn from them, model them, don't blatantly copy them, but you're going to always learn from someone and create it as your own bubble, create it as your own business, or work with someone like Michelle or myself that can help you take it to the next level.
Yeah, I think you're right. You've answered the question. You have to carve out your own identity.
Yeah.
I always say, what's your secret sauce? And somebody put this in a group, you know, what is your secret sauce? And I thought about it and I said, but actually, my secret sauce is the ability to see visibility opportunities in others, which they can later monetize. And when I look at my clients and I look at the testimonials and recommendations, I thought, oh my God, that's what I do. That's my secret sauce. And there may be other people doing it, but nobody, absolutely no one does it the way I do it.
Yeah.
And no one does what you do. And anybody watching, no one does it the way you do. So we're already unique in that capacity. And then when I started carving out a niche in terms of helping entrepreneurs attract and get corporate engagements, there was only a few of us out there doing that, because everybody is trying to help entrepreneurs work with other entrepreneurs. And then they come to me and say, Michelle, no one's not buying my services. And then I'll say, how much are you charging? And they've got like this really high fee, but their target market are not the people who will pay that, because by definition of your target market, they will not be able to afford it. But that's why you want to help them, because we want to come from a place of giving. So there's a problem there. So how are you going to carve a niche that you can help your entrepreneurs, the ones that can't afford you but really need your services, then offer part of your service to the corporate, let them pay you the 15K, then you can charge 5K to the people that really need your services. It's a no-brainer. And not many people are talking about it. So now I'm carving out a niche. There's no other Black woman like me doing what I'm doing. And because I've partnered up with a guy who is prolific at tendering contracts. So he takes it a step higher, that people who want to tender contracts from 30, they start from 30 to 40K for a contract. And so we work really well as a team, and it's paying off. The success is paying off because there are so many people who want to do that. And they just need hand holding to get those corporate engagements, and they're laughing.
Yeah, I can imagine. Well, look, so much value you provided here. So, you know, what people are going to learn from you when you're on stage at my event, or you don't want to tell them until they come?
I'm going to tell them one thing. So first and foremost, you've got to come, because I'm going to be sharing some of the key things that organizations are looking for right now. And I may well share some organizations, the names of some of these organizations that you can pitch to. So we'll see how that goes, because I think people might have to pay me for that one, actually.
Yeah. Charge them. Well, listen, Mish, thanks for your time on this Sunday afternoon. I really appreciate it. And like I said, for you, those of you that want to come and see Michelle and others, I'm going to be helping you how to speak on stage at my next event. My next one's November the 27th. Michelle will be speaking at that one. And then another one in March, middle of March, and then May, and then September again. So there's lots of opportunities for you to come and speak on the platform. And if you're a lady who loves shoes, then you need to come as well, because you're going to find out how you can get a free pair of my exclusive shoes. That's all I'm going to say, but you need to come to be able to see that. And it's going to be amazing. We've got speakers from the USA flying over. That's going to be speaking as well. We're going to be covering CRM marketing, improving your life, social media, branding, speaking on stage, how to get leads, how to get free leads. You're going to be bombarded with loads of positive information. And of course, the lovely Michelle Raymond's going to be there as well. If you want to come, go to the link in the bottom of this video, www.desoconnors.com. Go there, register for your free ticket there as well. Michelle, again, over-delivering as always. Thank you so much for your time today. And I look forward to seeing you. 3 weeks yesterday. It's coming around so quick.
Yeah, definitely. I can't believe it. It has come around really quickly, but it's going to be good. And I think for many, this is their first in-person engagement since lockdown. So we're all going to be COVID safe, but it's just so nice to be able to see people again and engage with real people. So it's going to be exciting. Fantastic. Thank you so much. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Please share this as well. If you're on Michelle's page, please share it, because there could be somebody that may want to work with Michelle, my daughter's name, Michelle, or myself, or anybody else for that matter, because you just don't know, you may change somebody's life. So Michelle, thanks very much. Speak to you soon. Everybody else, thank you very much, and have a lovely rest of your Sunday, and I hope to see you in 3 weeks. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.